Hello, this is Reverend Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading comes from Matthew 5, an eye for an eye. You have heard that it was said, eye for eye, and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with him 2 miles. Give to the one who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you. And of course, a lot of people might be like, because nowadays that's not really a thing. Getting some off me here. Guess it was something from my lunch. Yeah, but back in the day, I'm sure everybody in the world history learned about Hammurabi's Code, and in the Old Testament, that's what it said, eye for an eye. Somebody poked out yours, you poke out theirs. Tooth for tooth, somebody punched yours out, you punch out theirs. But Jesus said, no, don't do that. He said, do not resist an evil person. Now, nowadays, they can mess you up a lot more than they could back in Jesus' day. But we all know when someone's coming against us for the wrong reasons, in the wrong ways. And I feel like the best thing you can do is to just kind of let it slide. Don't recompense. You can be frustrated, you can speak out about it, but don't turn around and try to do the same thing to them. Because then you're as bad as them. You stoop to their level. And I believe that's what Jesus was talking about. Someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn to him the other also. Now, a lot of us would be like, what? No. I learned self-defense so I could fight back. But again, they didn't have guns and crazy stuff going on back then. But Jesus knew that we would. So he's just, telling you just to not be, those who live by the sword will die by the sword. To not be that kind of person. And go to their level. And if someone wants to sue you and take your tunic, let him have your cloak as well. And that would appease them, and maybe they will leave you alone. And if you go 1 mile with a person, you might as well go 2, And this was radical thinking. Because in the day, that's all it was, you give what you get, So this was radical thinking back in the day. To preach that much love for each other. But a lot of people, who, if you study psychology, learn that people who have been abused. And so if you offer them, some understanding, some compassion, and try to teach them a little common sense, sometimes they're like, oh, well, I never knew that. Nobody ever bothered to teach me that, So, everything is a teaching moment, a learning opportunity. And I think that's what Jesus was getting at. That these people, just because they're like this, doesn't mean you have to be like this. And you don't have to give what you get. So, give to the one who asks. Now, if I can't give to someone, then I pray for them at least. Like all these guys and ladies, begging on the corners. Number one, I don't have money coming in. So I certainly can't give all of them money. So the best I can do, is pray for them. Lord, if they really are homeless and they really have a need, bless them with whatever it is they need in the name of Jesus. And that's the best I can do for them. So, And, yeah. So the old code, the Old Testament ideas of an eye for an eye, are no longer supposed to be how we live. Jesus taught us we're to love one another and have compassion and understanding for one another. And that's all for now. Until next time.